Good afternoon, everyone. I'm meteorologist Joe Cioffi. It's weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. I figured I'd wait till the middle of the day to see if we could see some improving weather conditions as far as the sky is concerned. And while, at least where I am in central Long Island, we have some thin spots and some breaks in the cloud cover, it is not necessarily the case elsewhere. So it's another day of fighting. It's not really gloom, but it is overcast. We don't have any rain around, and that's good. The watches and warnings this afternoon are going to center on severe weather risk that is going on in parts of the southeast U.S. and in the Florida Panhandle, where we have, at least as of a quarter of one Eastern time, a working tornado watch. And it's likely that we might see another tornado watch or a severe thunderstorm watch later today. So if you're watching this later on this afternoon, remember everything that you see here is dated. So you want to make sure you get your latest weather information by going to your local National Weather Service office, and you can find that by going to weather.gov. Okay, just go on this page here, and all you have to do is just click on your geography. Say you are watching from southern Georgia. You click there, and you'll get your local National Weather Service office with the latest watches and warnings. And at least as of midday, we even have a few working tornado warnings with this area that's moving on to the east. We're going to give it a wide view now on the radar, and you can see that the nearest rain to our neck of the woods is in southern Virginia, and that rain area extends west back into southern Indiana and into Kentucky and western Tennessee. And you also notice that comma shape. So we're dealing with a fairly amplified shortwave trough that is moving eastward. The tail of this running down, the tail of the comma is running down through Georgia and into Alabama, southern Alabama to the Florida Panhandle, and that's where we're seeing some of the stronger cells and some severe cells, as I pointed out, a few working tornado warnings up already as of 12:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Remember, weather.gov for the latest if you're watching this later today. Here's the satellite loop, and of course you see a lot of clouds in the northeast. There are some breaks up in northern New England. This system moving eastward. As impressive as the cloud mass seems to be, again, the precipitation itself is confined to areas well to our south, and we're not going to see the northern fringe of this, I think, get much further north. Maybe for a brief time it makes it into northeastern Virginia and southern Maryland and southern Delaware, as this whole thing is really responding to the blocking pattern that we have in the atmosphere, and that is sending everything moving along further to the east, more to the east rather than lifting it up toward the north. So looking at the GFS model forecast. So here's our low in southern Georgia this afternoon. We also have some activity in the form of some rain and snow up in the northwestern part of the U.S. It's quiet everywhere else. And here's where I think this evening you see the northern edge of that rain getting up into southern Virginia. Maybe a little bit makes it into southernmost Pennsylvania for a brief time. But again, this low winds up pushing east. So everybody else is going to be sitting just in cloud cover for the rest of the day and into tonight. And then for tomorrow with the low offshore, we're going to have a northeast wind. Now this makes it a little bit tricky as far as cloud cover is concerned. I think it will be another day where we will see clouds. And the reason for that is the fact that with the low, even with that low to the south the way it is, the flow is very much onshore. From New England down into the Mid Atlantic States. So it's hard for me to see how we're going to clear out of tomorrow. Maybe we'll get a break or two of sun in the mix, but I think clouds are going to dominate once again. You'll notice that the model does pick up on some scattered showers down in parts of Pennsylvania and West Virginia on Wednesday. And that low, by the way, is going to move offshore. It's going to be a major ocean storm, but it's going to just sit out offshore, not too far away. Far enough away where we're not getting clobbered, but close enough that there will be some moisture coming back. You can see this arc of moisture. Now we're into Wednesday night, early Thursday morning. There's this arc of moisture that runs up from New Brunswick and Nova Scotia and Maine into southeastern New England, and we're going to eventually see that arm rotate back westward during the day Thursday. So that probably means that we could have maybe some breaks of sun early Thursday, but we should quickly cloud over. And rain may make it back to about New York City, maybe even into coastal New Jersey. I don't think it makes it much further west than that. So the further west you are on Thursday, I think the better chances you have of maybe seeing some sun out of this. And Friday morning, the low is still not that far out offshore. It's at about 39 and around 66 west. And that's going to be close enough that clouds may be an issue along the immediate coast even into Friday before finally the low kicks away. And of course, as we get into the weekend, Saturday, we might be able to get away with having a decent day. The next weather system looks to move through sometime on Sunday. It looks to be on the weak side. It seems to be weakening as it moves eastward. So I'm going to be cautiously optimistic for the weekend, but there could very well be issues. And one other thing to look at with respect to temperatures, and of course, one of the issues today is the fact that we do have the developing onshore flow and the cloud cover holding temperatures in the upper 40s to mid 50s from southern New England down into northeastern Virginia. For tomorrow, we're going to be a little cooler with more clouds around, temperatures mostly upper 40s and lower 50s. Thursday, we'll nudge them up just a little bit, but still going to be a bit of a fight for temperatures in southern New England to about New York City, upper 40s to low 50s there, low to mid 50s everywhere else. And then on Friday, maybe we can nudge it up a little bit higher with highs everywhere in the 50s. And perhaps if some places can break out into a bit of sun, we could see temperatures hit the 60-degree mark in a few places. And then over the weekend, again, it's going to hinge on how much cloud cover we have. 50s to near 60 on Saturday, and then for Sunday, we're looking at temperatures mainly in the upper 50s and perhaps up into some low and mid 60s. Again, all going to hinge on how much sunshine we get. So that's it for today on Weather in 5. We'll have our nightly Joe and Joe Weather Show on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Joe Cioffi Weather, at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, so do look for that. And we'll be updating our websites and our weather app a little bit later today. There's not a whole lot going on, so I've been kind of limiting my website posts to one a day, just to keep a certain degree of normalcy in the midst of all that's going on with the coronavirus. And everybody, I would just strongly suggest that you do take a break from all that, all the social media. It gets you get bombarded with a lot of stuff with what's happening, and just make sure, as I've been saying, make sure you're using reliable, credible sources. And when you share information, please, I would also suggest share links to those credible, reliable sources. Don't just put up stuff haphazardly that can't where you can't cite where it's from or who said what as far as experts are concerned, because there's still a lot of misinformation going on out there. So you want to make sure that you're making decisions based on the best information available. Have a great afternoon, folks. We'll see you later.